Well, this team, certainly that would be the main story, along with Vitor Meira, were it not for a 23-year-old rookie who has captured the imagination of the world. Danica Patrick, Bobby Rahal, what sort of advice has he given you about the beginning of this race?
I've been told by him and many other people that have been around here more than 500 miles is that it's a long race and patience is the most important thing here. So I'm going to keep that in mind and make that my word of the day.
Brent, the last time a driver who started in the 4th position, where Danica will be starting today, went to victory lane back in 1986. Oh, by the way, it's her car owner, Bobby Rahal.
All right, Danica Patrick giving Ray Lito, the engineer who guided her every single lap on the radio. It was his voice she was listening to. And when she crossed the start-finish line, they said she had a teaspoon of fuel. Danica, you have completed your first Indianapolis 500 with an outstanding effort. What is the emotion?
I'm relieved. I thought for a second we were going to win that thing at the end. I knew I had a fast race car, but you know what? When you got to save a little bit of fuel like we were at the end, you just aren't quite as quick. And all the guys that finished first, second, third deserved it. They were in the front the whole day, and I stalled in the pits once, and I spun it on the green flag once, and you know, I went straight to the back a couple of times. So I'm just so proud of the team. So smart.
Around the world today, millions stood and cheered because they saw history made. You became the first female driver to ever lead the Indianapolis 500. What did that mean for you?
It meant that we were like another lap closer and another lap closer and another lap closer to win the thing. But like I said, you got to do what you got to do to finish the race. And I mean, gosh, we were like 16th or something at one point. So I finished 4th. I'm relieved. I'm pleased.
The driver said at the beginning of the year, you will be judged by what you do on the racetrack. I think the votes are in, and I think you've been judged pretty fairly. What does Danica Patrick make? What kind of statement did you make today here by running the way you ran at Indy?
Well, I think I showed I was a rookie a little bit today with some of the things that I did, but I think I showed that my on-track performance is all there. I mean, I actually thought that the place where I was going to lose the most time in lap traffic, I thought I gained the most time. So, you know, don't underestimate yourself, I guess. So I'm proud. I'm proud of the team. Congratulations to Rahal Letterman in 2nd and 4th. Argent, Pioneer, Honda, you guys make it happen.
Well, a year ago, Danica Patrick was the Cinderella story here. She was the American woman who almost won the race, but that was last year, and this is now. Now, all morning long here in the Rahal Letterman garage, there's been an air of quiet confidence. Bobby Rahal, David Letterman, the owners over there holding court, optimistic about what could happen here today. Back here, one of their 3 drivers, Danica Patrick. And Danica, what did you learn from that great run a year ago that'll help you in today's race?
One word: patience. That's it. I mean, it's a long race, and I think that you just have to, as a driver, know that that's the case, and not make any stupid moves that are going to put you out of it. It's you can stay in the race for hundreds and hundreds of laps without doing anything wrong and still have 100 or so left. So you just have to keep that in perspective.
Despite qualifying 10th, you are some 4 miles an hour slower than the pole sitter Sam Hornish. So how do you beat him?
The greatest thing about this race is it's long and there's time for mistakes, and I think that the driver who makes the fewest mistakes is going to win the race.
Hey, good luck to you and be safe today.
Thanks.
Danica Patrick finishes 8th today. That's 2 top 10 finishes and 2 starts. Danica, how did today compare to 1 year ago?
Well, my car wasn't as fast. We didn't really, I guess, have a winning car, but it doesn't mean you can't win at Indy. So we probably had more like an 8th place car. I'm mad because we were 5th before that last yellow came out. As soon as I came out of the pits, yellow flag came out, and you know, we had to pit early. We had to pit early every stint with the tires because I was getting some shredding on the right rear and wasn't able to stay on the track and go fast. I mean, I might have been able to stay on the track an extra couple of laps, but running like 208 mile-an-hour laps is not going to get you very far. So we decided to pit, and it caught us out at the end. And you know, as I just said, I must have used up most of my luck last year.
Danica, Marco said earlier in the week you had some big shoes to fill as a rookie coming in here. He almost just won this thing. What do you think about Marco?
He's a good driver. He's he brought the car home, which is #1 important on a long race like this. I was running with him for a while. He was fast. I mean, I had to work hard to keep him behind me, probably too hard. And he did a great job. I think that it just shows that the Andretti name's carrying on then.
Danica Patrick finishes 8th today, guys.
Danica Patrick's road to Indianapolis is still a bit unfulfilled because that space reserved so long ago for the victory trophy still remains empty. But along with the trip to Indy has come a legion of fans, an army of fans, but Danica has sought refuge inside Michael Andretti's garage. Danica, can you describe to me the pressures both externally and internally for you to win this race today?
Well, I think that, you know, I have a lot of great sponsors on the car, which has added a little bit of pressure. I want to do it right for them. I want them to get a lot of impact out of this, as well as time goes on too. I'm getting restless, and I just kind of want to do it now. I almost won so early in my career that the talk started so early, and you know it's still going on. But that's the good thing, is it's still going on and people are talking about it still, and they're not forgetting about me. So here I am at Andretti Green, and we have a chance to win. That's great.
And yet for Danica Patrick, this is her first visit to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to compete after having won a race. Does that have any effect today at all?
You know, I'm feeling more nervous than ever, so maybe, but I'm not different as a driver, you know, and we've worked so hard this month, and I feel like I have the best chance I've ever had to win it. So from that standpoint, I really think that's where the nerves are coming from. It's nice to have the win, and I think it proves that, you know, to some of those people maybe that it's possible, and that, you know what, it's going to happen again too. So whether today's the day or not, I'm hoping and praying it is.
You know, sports heroes have throngs that are fans, but Arnold Palmer had his army, and Danica Mania has taken over the mainstream, not only in sports. How does Danica Mania affect Danica Patrick?
You know, I mean, once you get to a certain amount of attention, the next, you know, the more is not that much different. So, you know, it's difficult walking around places, and I usually have help from someone. You know, in days like today, especially when people want something and I don't have the time for it, it's difficult. But, you know, I hope that the fans understand. But, you know, I enjoy it. You know, this is why this is what makes it exciting, is having the fans around. So I do the best job I can, and, you know, just hope that we put on a good show, and that, you know, the racing's entertaining, and, you know, that their favorite driver wins, of course. I hope that's me, but, you know, if it's not, that's okay. I can't be everyone's favorite.
Brent, when she straps herself in the car, I've been around race cars all my life, and they never have been able to differentiate a gender. They just want a race car driver.
Danica, we saw what happened in the pits. From your perspective, tell us what happened.
Well, you know, I just was going down pit lane, and as people pull out of their pit boxes, you're on the outside lane, and they have to wait until they can blend in. And from what I know, it looked like it was pretty obvious what happened. And you know, what are you going to do? The guys worked so hard today, and, you know, we worked hard in and out of the car all month, and, you know, unfortunately, we just we didn't get to show for it in the end. But, you know, congrats to Dixon. He was strong all month, and he deserves it.
You didn't get a chance to talk to Ryan on the track. You were pulled away. What do you want to tell him?
It's probably best I didn't get down there anyway, isn't it?
Thanks.
Paparazzi and fans abound wherever Danica Patrick goes, and it's no different as she's made her way to the car. And Danica, what most people tend to forget is that you're a veteran of the Brickyard here, so I wonder, those experiences, how do you parlay them today for a trip to Victory Lane?
I guess I feel a little bit different going into this one than some of the others. I have a sort of underlying calmness to me, but, you know, the fear of the unknown is still there. You never know what you have until you get out there. So I think that, you know, my experience tells me to make the most of opportunities, but stay calm. And I was watching a bunch of races yesterday on ESPN, and it's like the ones who won, it seemed like it really came to them. So I'm gonna be smart and let it come to me.
Now, you have a race caller that never won the Indianapolis 500 by the name of Andretti, but Michael has got a lot of laps here. What did he tell you about the key to victory here?
Well, I think that, you know, Mike's really helped me push in the areas that I need to push, and also, you know, just that experience and that driver's knowledge of when to go and when not to go, I think has been good. And a little bit with the car setup, too, and just his experience from all of his races here, what's paid off for him. So we've taken that and put that in the race car, and we're ready to go.
Brett, there's a new attitude with Danica Patrick, and she's my pick to win the Indy 500.
A new best for Danica Patrick, as you mentioned, Marty, finishing third. If there were 10 more laps, was there anything left in that car?
Yeah, actually, I would have liked to have seen it just gone green for the whole last stint without that yellow in the middle. It was, we were going to have to be smart with our fuel, but we were already cranking it down there those few laps we did before the yellow came out. So I think we'd have been fine. I think that would have played into our hands. I had a really good car. I had a really good car on long runs. I think we had maybe a little more downforce than Dan, or at least that's what it appeared to be, because, I'd get good runs on him, and it just wasn't enough, really. So, oh, well, what are you going to do? I think the most obvious was on the restart. I went to the outside and thought, yeah, I've got some good momentum. And then, I'm just dead even.
What was the racing like out there today?
It was, it's always exciting with Paul Tracy around. He was around for a lot of the beginning of the race for me. He's pretty good at those restarts. But I think that the track got better overall as the day went on. And, I just think that my car really came to me. I think that we were able to run, flat the whole way around towards the end there. So that was what we were looking for, So I'm happy with it. I wish we would have had a better shot at the win, but what are you gonna do?
And Jamie, that's another top 5 for her.
It sure is another top 5 for Danica at the Indy 500. You told me how frustrating it's been that you have been on the bottom part of that pylon. This is the highest you have been, Danica. Take us through your roller coaster day.
It is. Thank you. Congrats to Dario. Good to see him in victory lane. He's such a good friend, good guy. I knew that the strength of the team was going to be the race running. The GoDaddy car got up front. Every other car got up front. I had faith in that. What can I say? The pit stops were great. They were. I mean, if I kept telling the guys on the radio, if I got as many guys on the track as you got me in the pits, we'd be looking really good. But it was a little tough to pass. But it was between the pit stops and the strategy. This is why we're in the top 5.
New strategist, of course, Ziggy on board with you. But Danica, we just watched the onboard from your car, Mike Conway in the fence. What was that like?
Oh man, I mean, I don't look. If things happen on the track, they happen, but I hope he's not hurt. I never want to see people hurt. It's never good, because that could just as easily be me one of these other times. So, it's not comforting going underneath a car flipping up in the air. Cars are kind of like footballs out there. You're not sure which way they're going to go and swing and loop. So, I got through it, and but I hope they're okay. It's never good when people are upside down and doing cartwheels. So,
well, Mike Conway is okay. He's just complaining of foot pain as of now. But Danica, you've been faced with some adversity this month. You've gotten some boos from the fans, and I hear a bunch of people here cheering Danica. What has that been all about?
Oh, it's been an exciting month. I've been booed for, largely for the first time. I've been booed before. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I didn't say the right thing after qualifying, and I reassured all my guys that it wasn't them I was talking about. It was just. It's hard when you're on the outside looking in to hear comments like that, and so I can't say those things for those who don't know the situation, things like that sound wrong. So I apologize. And at the end of the day, the race is what matters, and got a top 5. And Jamie, I'm a little relieved.
And all is forgiven on the team side, we might add. Thank you, Danica.
Fantastic job.
Let's go over to Rick.
There's long been speculation and even media reports this week about Danica Patrick's potential move to NASCAR, but in many ways it's been this racetrack and this race, the Indianapolis 500, that has provided the defining moments in her racing career. Danica, can you imagine not running the Indianapolis 500?
Not today for sure, and probably not ever. This is the greatest race in the world to me. It's what I've always dreamt of from a little girl. There's clips of me at 14 years old on a TV show saying the only thing missing from this room is the Indianapolis 500 trophy, and I think that's how I'll always feel. So I'm just hoping that the GoDaddy car is solid. The conditions are quite different, but I think we have the possibility of having a great day.
You're just moments away from getting into the car. Do you feel anticipation or nervousness?
I think I just want to get going, because then my nervousness goes away, but at this point it's just nervous. I was asking my husband, why do I feel like this? What's happening with me? Why do I feel like I don't want to eat? And he said, like the old days when you go into battle, you don't want to be hungry. So
We're going into battle.
Go get them. Danica Patrick. Brent, she starts 25th today.
Not too bad. She led 10 laps, and then it was all strategy, Danica. You ended up having to come in for fuel. If you could do it over again, was that the right call?
Yes. You got to take the chance to win at Indy. I was just saying, I'd much rather come away finishing a little lower, but having that chance to win at some point in time. So it was great to lead laps. We started pretty far back. Every time I come here, it's more and more depressing when I don't win the race. And I'm sure lots of people feel like that. But Dan Weldon, he's a great winner. And what a great story. You know, he hasn't run this year. And to come here with Brian Herta at only a second Indy 500 and to win, that's really cool. He's a great winner.
Last week, the drama around you almost didn't qualify for the race. What was it like today, getting that car in position and then ending up 10th overall?
I had a great week leading up to qualifying, so I feel like the hiccup in the whole month so far was just qualifying. So carb day, we were not fast, but we were strong, I felt like, as a car, and I feel like today here I felt like we were pretty good. I feel like maybe we'd have struggled if we were in the lead and might not have had the speed to stay in the lead, but the way that things were playing out at the end, that wasn't going to be with the situation. So I think everybody did a good job. We kept our heads up, and man, it sure would have been a shame if my pretty green GoDaddy car wasn't out there, but we got out there and we made our way up. We made our way up there faster, I think, this year than last year, so I'm pleased.
Danica Patrick has come from the medical center and is with Jan.
Has just walked to my position here. Very emotional. First of all, Danica, are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened in turn number 2? It looked very similar to what happened to Ed Jones just a few laps prior.
Yeah, the first thing I said was I'm not sure really what happened, so it just seemed to come around, and it seemed pretty late off the corner, so I don't know. They said they looked back at the data, and it was kind of like a little lift in the middle. It was a little bit of understeer, and then back to it, and it just swung. So today was really disappointing for what we were hoping for and what you want for your last race, but I'm grateful for all of it, so wish I could have finished stronger.
Are all the emotions you're dealing with specific here to Indy, knowing that how much of a difference that made in your career, or now that you're looking at an entire career that's wrapped up?
Yeah, it's an entire career. But what really launched it was this, so it's both of them. I've had a lot of good fortune here, and did still have some this month. It just didn't come on race day, but we had some good moments.
You definitely did. Thank you, Danica.
Thanks.